What happens when a camouflage pattern looks digital but doesn't feel digital at all? That's A-TACS FG, one of the most distinctive tactical patterns of the 2010s and one that managed to carve out a real cult following without ever becoming a true mass issue standard. Welcome to Camo Lore, 3 minutes, 1 pattern and the story behind it. A-TACS stands for Advanced Tactical Concealment System, and the original concept came from Digital Concealment Systems. The first pattern in the family was A-TACS AU, released in 2009 as a tan, arid-focused design built around a different idea of what digital camouflage could be. Instead of sharp square pixels like MyPat or CADPat, A-TACS used soft organic shapes and a layered macro to macro structure designed to break up the human outline more naturally. Then in 2011 came A-TACS FG. This wasn't just AU with green paint thrown over the top. According to A-TACS on description, the company deliberately avoided doing a simple recolor. They treated greener temperate environments as a different problem entirely and built FG to reflect the shapes, tones and visual clutter you actually find in woodland and transitional terrain. That's a big part of why A-TACS FG has such a strong identity. It doesn't look like a conventional woodland pattern, and it doesn't look like a normal digital camo either. It sits in this strange middle ground where the tiny elements are abstract and organic, but when you step back, they merge into broader, shadowy forms. It creates a soft, almost fuzzy three-dimensional effect that helps blur edges rather than just stamping hard shapes across fabric. FG mixes multiple greens with earthy browns and muted natural tones, aimed at forests, mixed vegetation, and those in between spaces where pure green camouflage can sometimes look too clean or too bright. That made it especially appealing for woodland, scrub, and transitional terrain rather than just deep, lush jungle. And that was really the appeal of A-TACS FG at its peak. A lot of digital camo can feel very obviously man-made when you stare at it. FG went into the opposite direction. It tried to imitate the messy visual noise of real terrain using texture and soft contrast instead of relying on obvious pixel blocks. In terms of use, FG built a strong reputation in the commercial tactical world and saw uptake among some law enforcement and specialist users, but it never became one of those truly dominant mainstream military issue patterns in the West. By the mid to late 2010s, the A-TACS family was moving on. The company introduced the X line, including patterns like IX and FGX, as a newer generation of designs. The original FG was eventually retired in 2018, which only helped cement its status as one of those patterns people suddenly missed once it became harder to get. A-TACS later brought attention back to the original pattern due to continued demand, which says a lot about the reputation it built. And that's really the legacy of A-TACS FG. It may not have conquered the world in the way MultiCam did, but it absolutely left a mark. It proved there was room for the camouflage pattern to be digitally influenced without it being trapped by the square pixel look. It gave tactical gear in the 2010s a very popular visual identity, and even now it still looks like something from an alternate timeline where camouflage design took a more organic, more experimental path. A-TACS FG is soft textured, weirdly atmospheric, and for a lot of people still one of the coolest modern woodland adjacent patterns ever made.